Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying.
What is situational stress? Situational stress arises from specific external events or circumstances and is often temporary in nature, and these worries, stresses, and concerns can overwhelm an individual. A counselor's religious values conflict with a client's sexual orientation. How should the counselor handle the situation? A. Refer the client to another therapist. B. Terminate the relationship with this client. C. Seek additional training to avoid imposing personal beliefs on a client. D. Continue working with the client. The answer is C. Seek additional training to avoid imposing personal beliefs on a client is how the client should handle the situation when their religious values conflict with the client's sexual orientation. The counselor should not refer the client to another therapist or terminate the relationship with the client, because that would be client abandonment, rather than seeking additional training or talking to a supervisor on how they can better help this client and avoid the imposing personal beliefs. What is skills training? Skills training is teaching the client practical skills to improve coping, communication, or daily functioning, and helps manage uncomfortable or anxiety-provoking situations for a number of problems. It could be done with CBT or other different types of therapeutic models. A researcher working with a personality test discovers that the test has a reliability coefficient of 0.70, which is somewhat typical. This indicates that A. 70% of the score is accurate, while 30% is inaccurate. B. 30% of the people who are tested will receive accurate scores. C. 70% of the people who are tested will receive accurate scores. D. 30% of the score is accurate, while the 70% is inaccurate. The answer is A. This indicates that 70% of the score is accurate, while 30% of the score is inaccurate. The 70% of the obtained score on the test will represent the true score on the personality attributes, while the 30% of the obtained scores could be accounted for error. The 70% is a true variance, while the 30% constitute error variance. I highly recommend looking into the reliability coefficients and error variance to help better understand these statistical questions. What is sleep hygiene? Sleep hygiene are behavioral practices that promote healthy, restorative sleep, and it is a combination of sleeping conditions and lifestyle habits that help individuals get a consistent, uninterrupted sleep. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.